you've been living on repeat. Same thoughts, same reactions, same habits, and deep down you know something's got to change. But no matter how hard you try, you keep getting pulled back into the same patterns. Why? Because your body is addicted to your old self. You're not just living a life, you're living a memory. A version of you programmed by yesterday. And the only way out is to stop being who you've always been. This isn't about motivation, it's about transformation. Real change starts when you stop trying to fix your old life and start building a new identity. You have to teach your mind to think differently, train your body to feel differently, and condition your soul to believe differently. You don't break the cycle by force, you break it by consciousness. Today, I'll show you how to do just that, step by step, not with hype, not with theory, but with tools you can use today to break free from the emotional autopilot that's been running your life. You've carried the same emotional signature for years. It's time to become someone new. Are you ready? You wake up every morning and your first thoughts are the same as yesterday. You reach for your phone, check the same apps, drink your coffee from the same mug, drive the same route, and talk to the same people about the same problems. You think it's just routine, but it's not. It's a loop. You're not just repeating your habits, you're reliving your past. Your body, your brain, your emotions, they've all been trained to fire the same way at the same time every day. And the worst part? You've come to believe that's just who you are. But it's not. It's just who you've been. Every thought you think fires a chemical in your brain. That chemical creates a feeling. That feeling triggers a behavior. And when you repeat that process day after day, your body becomes your mind. It learns who you are emotionally. Angry, frustrated, anxious, doubtful. Even when nothing's wrong, your body looks for those emotions because they feel familiar. And the familiar always feels safe, even when it's slowly destroying you. That's how you end up stuck, thinking, why can't I change, when deep down, a better version of you is screaming to get out. Here's the truth. You are living based on memories of the past, not because you choose to, but because you've never interrupted the pattern. Every time you dwell on what someone said to hurt you, every time you rehearse a failure, every time you feel not good enough, you're wiring and firing the same neural circuits. You're reinforcing the very identity you're trying to escape. And until you recognize that your body is addicted to that identity, you keep trying to create a new life with the emotions of your old one. It doesn't work. Awareness is the first step. You can't escape a prison you don't know you're in. Start paying attention to your thoughts like a witness, not a participant, not a T, when your mind drifts back to that memory that always makes you feel powerless. Catch yourself when you start repeating a story about who you are and what you're not capable of. That's not the truth. That's programming. And the moment you see it, you gain the power to stop it. It's time to step out of the cycle. You don't have to be defined by your past. Just because you've felt a certain way for years doesn't mean it's your identity. It's just a feeling your body memorized. And what's been memorized can be reprogrammed. But it starts by admitting this: I've been living in the past, and I'm ready to break the pattern. So ask yourself this: how many of your thoughts today are just recycled versions of yesterday? How much of your energy is being used to survive your past instead of create your future? The moment you catch yourself reacting the same way again, that sigh, that tension in your chest, that knee-jerk complaint or self-judgment, that's the exact place where change begins. Most people wait for life to shake them. They wait for pain, crisis, or loss to force them to grow. But what if you didn't need to wait for a breakdown to start to break through? What if you could change just by paying attention, deep, honest attention to what's really happening inside you? That's what awareness is. It's not about judging yourself or fighting your habits. It's about witnessing them without reacting. When you start watching your emotions, your thoughts, your impulses, you create space between stimulus and response. And in that space, you get to choose. And that's the beginning of freedom. Start with the little things. You're in the middle of a conversation and feel the urge to defend yourself. Pause. You catch yourself scrolling out of boredom. Pause. You feel that wave of irritation building over something small. Pause. That pause is power. Because inside that pause, your old self wants to act on autopilot, but you're watching now. You're not unconscious anymore. And the act of watching, without feeding it, without reacting, is what dissolves the hold your past has on you. Awareness is not passive. It's one of the most powerful acts of transformation you'll ever take. Every time you observe a familiar emotional trigger and choose not to fall into it, you're teaching your nervous system a new way to live. You're breaking the body's addiction to an identity based on fear, guilt, anger, or control. That's real change. It's not loud, it's not dramatic, but it's deep. It rewires who you are. Think of awareness like a light in a dark room. The more you shine it on those hidden corners, those reactive thoughts, those old stories, the less power they have over you. You start noticing how often you go to self-doubt, how quick you are to compare, how your mind jumps to worst-case scenarios, and instead of getting lost in them, you just watch. That's how the pattern begins to fall apart. Don't worry if you keep falling back into old habits. That's normal. This isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. Catch it, watch it, let it go over and over again. That's the process. That's how you take the unconscious and make it conscious. And the more you do it, the more you weaken the emotional charge behind your triggers. You stop reacting from the old self. You begin responding from a place of calm, power, and clarity. Ask yourself, how often do you move through your day without noticing what's driving you? What would change if you simply stopped, breathed, and noticed your own thoughts before believing them? This is your power. Becoming so aware of yourself that nothing can control you without your permission. The old you is still there, but your awareness is stronger now. And with every moment of noticing, you're proving, I am not my reaction. I am not my past. I am the one who sees and chooses. Now that you've awakened your awareness, it's time to anchor that awareness into your body, to take it out of the mind and bring it into motion. One of the simplest yet most powerful practices to do this is slow, intentional walking. Yes, walking, but not the kind you rush through to get somewhere. This is different. This is about feeling every single step. This is where you train your body to follow the new mind. Start by walking at half your normal pace. Not because slow is better, but because slow reveals what fast hides. When you walk quickly, you're usually on autopilot. Your feet move, but your attention is scattered. When you walk slowly, you feel your foot lifting, swinging, touching the ground. You feel the weight shift in your body, become deeply connected to the movement. Not thinking about it, but being in it. This isn't about walking to get exercise or reach a destination. This is about walking to remember yourself, walking to become present. As your foot rises, feel the air on your skin. As it lands, feel the contact with the earth. Feel how your heel strikes first, how the rest of your foot follows. Each step becomes a gentle reminder. I am here, I am alive, I am aware. This kind of walking teaches you to reconnect with your body, the very place your unconscious habits often live. Every old emotional reaction, every pattern of stress or fear has been stored in your muscles, your posture, your breath. But when you move slowly and consciously, you start to release that tension. You stop rushing past yourself and begin to reclaim the moment. One step at a time. If your mind starts wandering, and it will, gently return it to the movement. Don't judge yourself, just notice and come back. That act alone is the training. That's how you build presence. That's how you break the old reactive rhythm your body's used to. Because now, the body's being asked to follow a new pace, a new command. It's no longer running the show. You are. Cell walking also teaches you patience. It helps you realize how uncomfortable it feels to not be busy. That discomfort is exactly what you need to meet, because it's not the walking that's hard. It's what rises in the space that walking creates. Thoughts, emotions, impulses, they all come up when you slow down. And that's the gift. You get to see them, and you get to choose how to respond. Think of this as moving meditation. You are training the mind to stay with the body and the body to stay with the breath. You are no longer divided, no longer chasing. You are here. So as you practice, ask yourself, when was the last time I really felt my body move? When was the last time I wasn't in a rush to get to the next thing? Let your next walk be more than a walk. Let it be a ritual, a return to yourself. With each step, you are choosing awareness. With each step, you are dissolving the old self. With each step, you are walking into who you are becoming. Once you've slowed down your walk and brought awareness to your steps, the next powerful shift happens when you begin syncing your breath with your movement. This simple alignment, breath with steps, becomes the anchor that keeps fully in the present. It's like setting a gentle rhythm for your nervous system, a natural pace for your thoughts to slow, your heart to settle, and your body to heal. Here's how it works. Begin by inhaling through your nose for 3 steps. Then exhale through your mouth for the next 3 steps. Keep your breathing smooth, natural, and relaxed. If 3 steps feels too long or too short, adjust the rhythm to suit your body. Some may feel more balanced at 2 steps per breath. Others may feel calmest at 4. What matters most isn't the number, it's the consistency and intention. This rhythmic breathing creates harmony between your internal and external world. Your breath, which is usually shallow and erratic when you're stressed, begins to deepen and slow. Your steps, once automatic, now move with calm purpose. You stop feeling like you're being pulled forward by the world. Instead, you start to feel like you're gently leading yourself. Why is this powerful? Because your breath is the most direct way to change your emotional state. When you breathe fast and shallow, your body prepares for survival, fight, flight, or freeze. But when you breathe slow and deep, you send a signal to your brain, I'm safe, I'm okay, I can let go. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the part of you that restores, calms, and heals. By syncing breath and steps, you're not just calming your mind, you're creating a new pattern in the body, one where presence replaces panic, one where rhythm replaces reaction. This becomes your training ground for emotional mastery. Because if you can breathe calmly while walking, you'll begin to breathe calmly through stress, through conflict, through the urge to react. It may feel awkward at first. You may find your attention drifting. You may forget to sync your breath. That's normal. But each time you notice and come back, you're rewiring your brain. You're practicing control over your attention, and you're proving to yourself that you can gently guide your experience. You're not fighting your old patterns. You're replacing them with new ones. Breath by breath, step by step. And as you walk, you may notice your body begin to relax in ways it hasn't in years. Shoulders drop, jaw softens. The racing mind begins to quiet. You may even feel emotion rise. Tears, warmth, lightness. Let it. That's healing. That's your nervous system remembering what peace feels like. This is your reset button. It's always available. It doesn't cost anything. You don't need perfect weather or a special place. Just your feet, your breath, and your willingness to be here. Oh, the question is, will you give yourself that time today? Will you take 10 minutes to return to yourself? Will you let your breath and your steps lead you back home? Now that your breath and steps are aligned, it's time to go deeper into the body itself. This is where the true magic of walking meditation begins. The body becomes your anchor, your guide, your teacher. In this moment, Your job is simple. Feel. Nothing else. Just feel what it's like to be in your body right now as it moves through the world. As you walk, turn your attention to the subtle details. How does the ground feel beneath your feet? Notice the gentle shift of weight from heel to toe, the texture of your shoes, or even the slight sway of your arms. Feel the way your muscles stretch and contract. Tune into your knees, your thighs, your back. These small sensations, often drowned out by noise or ignored during busy days, now become your focus. This is not about analyzing or judging what you feel. It's not about labeling things as good or bad, tight or loose, right or wrong. It's about noticing, observing, becoming fully present in the sensations themselves, like a curious witness who's never felt the body move before. You may feel tingling in your fingers, warmth on your face, or the cool breeze brushing your skin. The sun may touch your neck, or you may become aware, the sounds around you, birds, distant traffic, your own breath. Don't push these things away. Let them be part of your awareness. Everything is welcome, but your focus always returns to the body, your direct experience of this walk. And when, not if, but when, your mind drifts off, that's okay. It will wander. You'll think about the past, you'll rehearse the future, you'll catch yourself having entire imaginary conversation. That's normal. Doesn't mean you're doing it wrong. What matters most is what you do next. Each time you notice your attention is drifted, simply come back to the feeling of your steps, your breath, your body moving. That act of returning is the practice. That is the rewiring. Why is this important? Because most of us live disconnected from our bodies. We're up in our heads, overthinking, worrying, planning. We react from habit, not presence. By learning to focus on physical sensations, you bring the mind back into the body. You return to this moment, not tomorrow, not yesterday, but now. This builds emotional intelligence, because when you're connected to your body, you begin to notice early signs of stress, anxiety, or tension. You catch things before they escalate. You respond rather than react. You give yourself space. That's how real emotional mastery begins, not through force or suppression, but through awareness. Over time, this presence becomes your baseline. You start carrying it into your everyday life, into difficult conversations, into crowded places, into moments where you once felt overwhelmed. You'll find a calm beneath the chaos, a still point in the storm. And it all begins by simply noticing how it feels to take one step, then another. Ask yourself, can I just feel this moment? Can I be right here, right now, with no goal except to notice what it's like to be alive? At this stage in your walking meditation, you've grounded yourself in the present. You've slowed your steps, aligned your breath, and tuned into your body. Now it's time to take things one step further, to introduce a mental cue. This is where you start planting seeds in your subconscious. You begin reprogramming your habitual thought patterns, not with struggle or force, but with subtle repetition and intention. So what is a mental cue? It's a simple word or short phrase that you silently repeat with each step. Think of it as a soft whisper in your mind, syncing with your movement and breath. Something like calm, calm, calm as you inhale, then release, release, release as you exhale. Or I'm here with each footfall. The words don't have to be fancy or spiritual. What matters is that they mean something to you. They should reflect the emotional state you're cultivating or the mental shift you're trying to embody. Not chanting out loud or trying to force a mantra. You're simply introducing a quiet rhythm into your awareness, one that gently guides the direction of your attention. If you've ever caught yourself looping through negative self-talk or reactive thoughts, you know how easily the mind runs wild. A mental cue helps tame that chaos. It gives your brain a task, something to hold on to so you don't get swept away by wandering thoughts. Now, here's where it gets powerful. The more you repeat this cue with presence and intention, the more you start to feel it. You don't just say calm, you feel calm spreading through your body. You don't just say release, you feel your shoulders drop and your jaw unclench. It becomes more than a thought. It becomes a command. Your body listens to, using the mind to train the body and the body to ground the mind in a beautiful loop of transformation. And what happens over time is even deeper. As you use the same cue day after day, walk after walk, your brain begins to associate that word with peace, clarity, power, whatever emotion you choose. Eventually, even outside of meditation, you can use your cue to reset your state instantly. You might be stuck in traffic or in the middle of a tough conversation, and you silently say release, and your body remembers. Your nervous system remembers. That's how we break the cycle of reactivity and reclaim control, one silent word at a time. If we want to take it further, you can create a personal library of cues, few words for different states. Maybe I choose peace when you feel triggered, or I'm safe now when anxiety creeps in, or even this moment when your mind wants to run. It's like keeping small emotional tools in your pocket ready to use whenever you need them. So as you walk, ask yourself, what do I want to feel more of? And what words will carry me there? Don't overthink it. Just pick one, start repeating it with your steps, and let it become your anchor. Because the more you repeat it, the more it becomes real. Now you've reached the final part of your walking meditation. You've slowed down your pace, synced your breath, paid attention to your body, your mind with a mental cue, and now it's time to bring it all together with stillness and gratitude. This is not just how you end the practice, this is how you seal everything in. The calm, the presence, the clarity. You don't want to just walk away and rush back into chaos. You want to honor the space you created. And when you feel ready to stop walking, simply pause. Don't check your phone. Don't jump into the next task. Just stop. Stand still. Let your arms hang loose. Let your eyes rest gently open or closed. Feel the ground under your feet. Let your breath come naturally now. No need to control it. You're not trying to achieve anything here. You're just being. Just letting the body integrate what it experienced in this moment of stillness. Bring your attention to one simple truth. You gave yourself a gift. You showed up for yourself. Maybe your mind wandered. Maybe your breath was off. Maybe your thoughts got loud. It doesn't matter. You still showed up. You carved out space in your day to come back to your body, to your breath, to your intention. That matters. That's worth recognizing. And the best way to honor it is with quiet gratitude. Gratitude doesn't need to be dramatic. You don't need to list 100 things you're thankful for. You just need to feel one simple thing. I'm thankful I did this. Whisper it if you want. Say it silently in your mind. Let your body feel that thankfulness, as if you're saying thank you, not just with words, but with presence. Why gratitude? Because it shifts your emotional state. It helps you end on a note of peace and appreciation. It teaches your mind to associate meditation with reward. And over time, this feeling becomes the hook that pulls you back into the practice. Not guilt, not pressure, but gratitude. That's what makes it sustainable. You might also use this time to reflect for just a few seconds. How do you feel now compared to when you started? Maybe your shoulders are more relaxed. Maybe your breath is softer. Maybe your mind feels just a bit clearer. Acknowledge that shift, even if it's small, because noticing progress, even subtle progress, reinforces your growth. You start to believe that change is possible, and that belief alone makes you more consistent. As you prepare to re-enter the world, take one last deep breath. Inhale through your nose slowly. Exhale gently through your mouth. Let that breath be your signal that the practice is complete. And when you open your eyes fully or begin walking back to your day, carry that calm with you. You don't have to leave it behind. The whole point of this practice is to train yourself to bring that centered state into your everyday life. And remember this, meditation isn't something you finish, it's something you carry. And the gratitude you end with becomes the foundation for everything you do next. You walk away more aware, more grounded, and more connected to yourself. And that's powerful. That's something to be deeply thankful for, Now that you've experienced the full cycle of this walking meditation, from finding your quiet space, setting your intention, tuning into your breath and steps, focusing on sensations, using mental cues, and closing with gratitude, you've taken a powerful step toward calming your mind and grounding your spirit. This simple practice is not just about walking slowly or breathing deeply. It's about learning to be present in the moment and reclaiming control over your thoughts and emotions. Remember, the true power of walking meditation lies in consistency. It's not about doing it perfectly once, but about showing up for yourself day after day. Each time you practice, you strengthen your ability to pause, to reset, and to reconnect with your inner calm, even amid life's chaos. Imagine how much more peaceful and focused your days can become when you carry this mindful awareness with you. As you move forward, I encourage you to make walking meditation a regular habit. You start small, just 10 minutes a day, and watch how it transforms not only your mood, but your mindset. The world outside may be noisy and unpredictable, but within you there is a place of stillness and clarity. Walking meditation is your doorway to that place. Thank you for dedicating this time to yourself. Your journey toward greater calm, focus, and emotional balance begins with these small steps. Keep walking, keep breathing, and keep returning to the present moment. The peace you seek is already inside you, one mindful step at a time.